Alright, welcome to TaKeTV guys, I'm fabE and we're here live, day 3 of the Acer Predator Masters powered by Intel finals in Krefeld, Germany. And with me here is the good old DDK. And yeah, great to have you.
Yeah.
Hi Daniel, how
Hello.
you doing?
I'm doing really good actually. Yeah, I mean the format of the event's really nice for the commentators because we actually get to have sleep, which is good. Even though we finished like very late on the first night, I know you guys were like trying to like rush to get everything sorted. So we had like maybe an hour or two of delays, which is actually not too bad considering it's your first event. It's like loads of first events which had way more delays than that, and some that even after having like 1 or 2 events, still we're getting more delays. So day 2 was really smooth, and yeah, even though we finished like 2 on the first night, I got a lot of sleep. So that's always super awesome for the casters. So I'm feeling good.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we obviously love having you here along with all the other talents we have. Yeah, you already touched on the event itself and the format. Anything else? How do you like the venue?
The venue is really unique because I mean, it is kind of like, because I mean, I used to watch StarCraft stuff, right? So I saw the very first Home Story Cups, and it was like, in an apartment. This is the same thing, just on a bigger scale. You still like have this kind of like apartment vibe. It's like the kitchen upstairs. You can always get food there as well, which is always really nice. Especially if you're a caster. The thing that often can happen is you end up casting a game. You don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe you miss lunchtime. Maybe you miss dinner time or breakfast or so. But there's always food up there. There's always stuff to go and grab. So that's always really nice. But yeah, it's a really big studio. You have all this like really nice wooden flooring, so we have to take our shoes off. But that's actually really cool. That actually adds to the vibe because you've got all the sofas everywhere. Yeah, the socks.
Got the socks swag.
And they're even providing socks at the door as well. They had like these black socks.
These aren't the real socks actually.
We need to find the land socks.
Really comfy.
Yeah.
Comfy snuggly socks.
It's pretty awesome, but it's a really good feeling because I mean there's sofas everywhere. Actually, I think this is the other cool thing. Usually with an interview, it's like, we want to hear what it's like behind the scenes, basically. Well, they can kind of see behind the scenes. You have camera shots of everything. It's like almost like see the CCTV angle right at the top there. You can see everything.
We have a couple of those actually.
Yeah.
A couple of surveillance cameras actually.
Oh yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, cool. I love hearing that you enjoyed it because
it's really nice.
We're actually enjoying doing it, and well, obviously it's the first event, so it's only gonna be better and run smoother. And we're trying our best, obviously. Concerning the tournament itself, what's your thoughts on it? The teams, how the tournament has progressed until now?
Yeah, I mean, so the thing with this tournament, of course, is that a lot of the super tier 1 teams were definitely busy, but we had TSM here. So the funny thing, obviously, is that TSM, at this point of the interview, managed to lose against EFrag, and then, of course, they went out to Hellraisers, which is just crazy, unthinkable stuff. And I mean, they're preparing for the major, they're thinking about the major, but generally speaking, that's amazing to see because it's quite cool when you get the spotlight to the tier 2 teams. I know that like you won't get as many viewers and stuff like that, but it's actually really nice to see them because for me, like I'm casting the face of league where it's like the top 8 teams, and so I don't get to see them very often. And the same for all these other people. Like we saw yesterday, Johnny just screaming all the time. Like people love to see that, and they don't get to see these players otherwise. So I really like the format too.
Although Johnny is an idiot and he can't behave. No, I love it. We love it. We even had a Johnny cam. Did you see that?
The Johnny cam, yeah.
I mean, he has his own cam. All right, cool. Yeah.
The best of 3 format, by the way, is also makes people happy.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I mean, I used to play kind of, so not obviously at this level, but you want as much random out of the equation as possible.
Yeah.
And I know teams appreciate that. So yeah, we try to bring that obviously. So if a team goes out, it's probably because they played worse than the other team.
Yeah, yeah.
And not due to a random factor, due to one pistol, one knife round, and one single mistake. So I guess that makes sense.
And actually, like on that point, like the way the format is, that works. Like I was saying, it works for the casters. It works for the players as well because you guys have like a really nice basement area, which is like a super chill lounge area for the players, and they have their own PCs there, so they can go down and just. If you have an early morning match, it's not early, it's midday, and you can go and practice and then just bring your PC. So the players are loving it actually. From what I'm hearing, they're loving it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, we're talking to the players too and to the team, collecting feedback. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments, obviously, and help us even make it a bit better, a bit smoother, and the play experience a bit cooler overall, and the casting experience as well. All the talent should be provided for. And yeah, you already touched upon TSM being out. How did that happen?
Well, I think they're still scratching their heads about that. I know after the first loss that they had against EFrag, I mean, everyone knows that, you know, EFrag, they've been taking, you know, names basically. They're able to beat teams in best of ones. They've shown a lot of good skill on a lot of maps. You know, it's always been about their T side. They're super exciting to watch because they're very funky.
Yeah.
They're, you know, I was talking to NKL and he was saying, you know, he feels like their strength is the team play, and that's really obvious. It's very clear, and they've been together for so long. They're very fun to watch. But for them to actually beat TSM in the best of 3 is kind of unthinkable. TSM just winning face it land stage 2, you know.
They're really on point. They're at the top of it, right?
Exactly. And part of it, I think, is just due to the fact that, you know, TSM still just have these wonky events, because I think partially you got to give them some credit because they didn't really get a vacation. They had time away, but they're doing exams and stuff. And for example, Device has been searching like really hard for apartments because he's got this situation where he has to move for school and stuff. And you know, in Denmark, I know that there are issues with like getting property. Like it's actually quite difficult to get property in like student areas. Really? So he's having to like really he needs somewhere to live. So he's been focusing on that. He's been focusing on the exams. So definitely that they haven't got the best environment right now. So there's lots of like these little factors, I think, that definitely hurt their consistency. But overall, I mean, like the way that they think about the game and stuff is always going to be very good, and I'm sure they're going to do well in the major. But yeah, they lost to Hellraisers as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know what to say about that. It's so funny.
I think it's also people think it's a no-brainer, right? TSM, Hellraisers haven't been doing too well in the league. They haven't been as dominant, and also, yeah, I guess ESL1 offline qualify. They want, you know, they went out. They didn't play as well. But Hellraisers traditionally, the team itself and the talent they have offline, you always have to, you know, consider them and
you got to watch out.
Because on offline they're amazing. They always bring their A game offline because that's where they shine. Online, it's kind of so often, and even with the ping problems sometimes. So
yeah, I mean, Hellraisers have been one of the hardest teams to be a fan of because they just you feel like they should be able to make a result. They keep making changes. Of course, you know, they've had Moen for quite a while now, but they just never could quite bring it. And for example, the Star Series, they had a very disappointing losses there as well. It's always very sad when you're at these events with Vladislava because she gets so sad because, you know, they're always just underperforming. And well, at this event, when we had the post-match interview, Angel was just like, I don't even know. Like he had no idea. Like he's like, we didn't even play Mirage for 2 months, and they just beaten TSM on Mirage. And by the way, like TSM at the Face It Stage 2 finals, they played a Mirage game against Cloud9, which was the closest. I think probably the closest thing to like a perfect Mirage CT side I've ever seen. Really? Yeah, it was perfect. They could have been individually. They could have been 50% of the players of their opponents, Cloud9, because the way that they're playing Counter-Strike in that match was so phenomenally good. So for them to then go and bomb out against Hellraisers is very strange that they can't find that consistency there. So yeah, I think, you know, everyone's scratching their heads about it, but we'll have to see how they figure it out. I know that they're still looking for a coach, and that's something that they think will help them improve. But yeah, I think they're still going to be one of the more consistent teams.
Who could be a candidate for the coach?
I know that I don't know if I'm allowed to say some of the, because I know some names that have been thrown out there, but yeah, they're looking. Let's just leave it at that. They're looking for coaches. So I don't know if I can talk about it.
Inside info.
Yeah.
I'd love to tickle that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I can probably tell you later off camera.
I'll find out in a minute. Anywho, yeah, about TSM's Mirage. I think TSM's Mirage is awesome how they play it. Especially since Kerrigan came in, I don't know, something really clicked and changed with them.
Yeah.
And they're very aggressive, and I love how aggressive they play on Mirage, especially. I don't know, Kerrigan's all on Mirage CT side. He's everywhere at the same time. He seems to have the right reads, and I think it's a big key to their success. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, I think for me, one of the big things with Kerrigan is that, you know, kind of like what we saw last year with Happy being so amazing and being the in-game leader, but also almost the best individual player on the team. We saw that, with the fetish Dignitas, all the pressure was always on Device to actually be the star player and to be the guy that would open everything up with the AWP. I think that pressure is just way too much for him. I think the roles that he was put into because of it they just didn't fit him very well. And now, like you say, Carrigan is the guy who's just going to be able to. He's actually able to be pretty flashy with the AWP, and he can do some crazy stuff with it. Can be aggressive, can make those openings, but the pressure's spread out now because of that. So now Device, the spotlight's not on him as much, and now he's actually got the freedom to play his game. And I know that he said to me, earlier yesterday, Device, that he recognized that he had like a slump for like 3 months or something, and he worked really, really, really hard to get out of the slump. Like he was playing as much as he could and focusing on getting out of the slump. On
AWP specifically, on
just his game in general, yeah, because he definitely felt like he was underperforming. So, and it's quite cool to like talk about his mindset and so on, because like he's a very hard worker. He's not a player that is just going to be like, okay, I'm the kind of like a star player, got a lot of ego. I don't need to go and practice. I have the talent. My talent is going to be more important than hard work. And he's the hard worker as well. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I was because I never had that conversation with him, so I didn't really know how he thought about it. But that's really cool to hear indeed.
Yeah. Actually, that might be one interesting point about Hellraisers, because they have Sergey Lambert, LMBTR, I think. Is the way it's spelled, and I think he puts a lot of effort into it too. So I don't know how long he's been around. I think not that long as a coach per se. Not sure actually, but he seems to be doing a lot of work and also calling as a coach.
Yeah.
So he takes a lot of calling from Angels back and prepares game plans. So everyone's set, and Angel can do the quickly call the shots.
Yeah.
Just call the scenarios and say, okay, we're going to do this. This specific thing that Sergey prepared. So yeah, I think it's a really good thing and really helpful, and I can see why teams would want a coach, and it seems to be working, right? Yeah,
it definitely helps. Like Navi with Starix as well. That helped Navi. The double whammy of like getting Flamey in for Starix, and then Starix being able to provide value as a coach. But one interesting thing I think as well, I think there's like a lot of evolution. I guess that's obvious to say that with coaching. But if you look at mainstream sports, the people that get blamed for performances are always the coaches actually in mainstream sports. And they have this responsibility for the team and the team's performance. And they have this situation where they call all the shots. They're actually the boss. So you have like this they're on another level. They're not your friend basically. They're your boss. Yeah. And I don't think we have that in CS yet. I'm not sure how that will end up developing in time, but I think, with teams, for example, where you've got a lot of egos, I think you need somebody that can level them out, because otherwise you're going to have chaos in the team and inconsistency. I wouldn't say that NIP have like massive egos or anything like that, but I think NIP could really benefit from somebody just saying, all right, let me take care of things, guys. Just listen to me, and we're going to do things this way, just to get everyone on the same page. Because I think from looking at their performances, it does look like they're not on the same page sometimes. Because sometimes they do stuff that's really good, and you're like, oh my god, wow, NIP are back. And then like the next match, maybe they have like a bad start or something. You're like, oh god, it's all a mess. So I think there's a lot of experimentation to be done, but it's very good. I mean, imagine as well, when things get really huge, you're going to get a lot of big egos. It's just natural. We see that in all sports.
And then what's going to happen if you have a coach and how do players think of it? What do you think if you bring someone in? Does he have to have the same track record as you? Because then you bring someone in and you're like this huge name, this superstar, and then someone comes in and he was okay, in his playing career or whatever. And then he comes in and then he wants to tell you what to do. How does it work? Does it work? Can it work?
Yeah, that's the tough thing. I think that's another reason why it's got to be this guy is the boss. But I mean, in real sports, you have people that study, for a long time to be proper coaches, and there's a lot of theory. It goes very, very deep. It's as if you're taking like 8, 10. I mean, for a lot of people, it's their entire lives they spend playing the game, or they get involved in some sense. So then they become a coach when they're like 40 years old or something. They've maybe even played professionally already.
If you think of coaches in like mainstream sports, they're not 25.
Yeah.
They're not 29.
40 is actually a very young coach.
40.
Yeah.
they're 40, 50.
Yeah.
They have a lot of life experience, a lot of experience in their field.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
a lot of theory comes into it, and then if you have like this young buck trying to call the shots.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, he can't have experienced everything in life and every situation.
I like what you mentioned there, like life experience. Yeah. That's actually like a really interesting idea because
I think it's actually really
because all the professional players will give up all their time. They will sacrifice a lot of normal social experiences, a lot of more normal experiences. So they're going to be kind of underdeveloped from that side. You kind of do need someone that's also a mentor figure because a lot of playing really well on professional level is going to be about being a level-headed human being, and it's going to be difficult to have that if you don't have either the right guidance or the right life experiences. So yeah, that's actually another important thing. And we always see like these movies, for example. Is it like what is it? Any Given Sunday? Or like
with Denzel. Was it that one?
What is the guy's name? Oh my god. Yeah, Vendetta knows it.
Is it a player in the
You can shout it. Yeah.
Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro, yeah. Yeah. No. What's his name? Oh my god, it's so annoying.
Is he a coach?
Yeah, he's a coach.
No, Scarface.
Yeah, yes. Yes, Al Pacino, thank you. Oh my god. And I can see his face, I can see everything.
I was familiar with Robert.
I mean, they're all like the right kind of figures, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's the one is Coach Carter, isn't he?
Yeah, alright.
That's Samuel L. Jackson.
No. Sam Jackson is not.
Coach Carter. Coach Carter is Samuel L. Jackson.
100% sure?
It's funny though, because it's like this, you have like there's like these actors that are the right, you can see like we're all casting them as coaches, like it's the right type of people for that. But yeah, Al Pacino, yeah. It's like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a black dude, but but whatever. Yeah. So that's like the idea there. You give like this guy. It's about like life experiences a lot as well. So I actually like that point you made quite a lot, and that's obviously something we don't have that in esports yet. It's very young. That's why it's exciting, I guess, too. But yeah.
Maybe golden ages have to start playing CS:GO and showing the kids how it's done.
Yeah.
Maybe some pro coaches in addition to esports.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting, isn't it?
It might be an idea.
Get
some esports cash. Get the esports swag on.
There's some life coaches in there.
Yeah.
You could be a life coach.
Me? No, I don't have we talked about it. 40 years old is the golden age.
That's true. But you've lived around the world. You've lived in Valencia. I don't know where. Germany.
Yeah, I have lived in
England.
Valencia. And guess who has been in Valencia? It was you.
Yeah.
You've been invited to Valencia, right?
Yeah. We had the Face It finals, and we had I decided, okay, I'm gonna take some time off, take a few days off.
Good for you.
Had a week in Valencia stayed with Roy Chers. Some may know him, some of the players. He's an admin. He manages a lot of the league stuff. Kun, who's a guy called Tim from Twitch, and also Björn Fred. Fred was also there. We had like an Airbnb, riding bikes around Valencia for a week. It's really nice. I mean, especially considering we've already been doing like 100-hour weeks for the last 2 or 3 months, like casting everything, basically.
Yeah.
Everything. So it's very cool.
You had some time off and you enjoyed it. Yeah, I lived there a couple of months, so I tried to give you a couple of pointers. I hope it did help out. You went to the beach? Yeah,
we went to the beach every day, just riding the bikes there. Did you ever have your bike stolen in Valencia?
No, we used ValenBC. It's like the service in the city where you have lots of stations.
Yeah, you can like rent the bike.
You just swipe your card through and then you can rent the bike.
Yeah, you had that in London as well. Yeah.
So, they don't get stolen because you just put it back in the station. But continue with your story.
Yeah, well, Tim got pretty unlucky. He got his bike stolen and had to pay 180 euros for it. And then the next day, when he rode it to the beach, we came back to get our bikes to ride back home, and someone slashed his tires.
Him again?
Yeah, just him again.
Oh god.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Did he piss someone off?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That said, there were a lot of Dutch people in Valencia. I don't know if you noticed that, but I saw just more Dutch people. Yeah, having a blast. It's really awesome.
I'm having a blast having you here. I mean, it's amazing having all of the talent here. So I guess we'll wrap up the interview here, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, this is day 3 of Acer Predator Masters, powered by Intel Finals. And who's gonna win? E-Frag. Let's go. E-Frag. All the way. Wow.
All the way.
That's ballsy. Do I have to say something now? I have to be...
You have to predict someone.
Am I allowed to predict?
Yeah, of course. Why not? You're casting Counter-Strike now, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So you gotta do a prediction. You can't be like James. James never does predictions, and I'm really mad at him still.
I'm gonna go with mouse.
Mouse balls.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's good. I think you should probably predict the home team.
No, I actually genuinely think mouse is doing really well, and I think they have it in them.
All right. Okay.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. This is DDK. I'm fabE. Peace out.